Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Zupo's SEO Talking Tea. Today's conversation is how to optimize your title tags and meta descriptions. In a prior video, we had discussed what SEO tags are, and essentially SEO tags is your title tags and meta descriptions. So I want to take some time to talk about how to optimize those title tags and meta descriptions instead of just defining them. So before we jump on in, this is Zupo's SEO Talk and Tea. So we have the Magic Dragon tea. I want to do a continuous video in the sense that we had this tea when I defined the SEO tags, so I'd like to have it for this one as well. So let's go ahead and get brewing. It's a, oh, by the way, before I jump in, it is a fruit infusion kind of tea. So it's not actually a tea. It's considered tisane, meaning that it's not a tea leaf. It's actually a non-caffeinated tisane, meaning that it's brewed like tea, but it's not a tea leaf. And so this one is dragon fruit, apple, rosehip, hibiscus, and blackberry leaves. And it sounds just as sweet as it sounds. So I generally like to have this tea when it's a pretty hot day because it's not really a tea, but sometimes you want something a little bit juicier. And I get the sense that this is probably way less sweet in terms of the amount of sugar it has compared to like a juice. And so I just like to perceive that it's healthier, but I have no idea. Hopefully it is. But anyways, let's jump on into title tags and meta descriptions and how to optimize for them. So for title tags and meta descriptions, it is very classic SEO focus where you are really optimizing for keywords. So in that sense, let's focus on title tags first because they have the highest priority when it comes to priority of power for title tags and meta descriptions. Priority of importance might be a better way to say that. So when it comes to title tags, you have a limited amount of characters. It fluctuates every so often, but generally it's around 55 to 70 characters in a title tag that you can have. So it's not that long. And so what you want to do in a title tag is studies show that the closer to the front of the sentence you have a keyword, the better your title tag is optimized for and the better pages will rank. So like I said, with classic SEO, it's very keyword heavy. And so what the best thing you could do for your title tags is when you're optimizing for them, make sure you assign the keyword that is the most important to the page that you're trying to write the title tag for. And when you're writing the title tag, do your best to write the title tag as close, the keyword as close to the front as possible. That way it'll give your page and title tag a better opportunity to rank because Google, when they read it, they see that the keyword is closer to the front. They have more confidence that that's what your page is trying to rank for. On a second note, the other thing that you want to take into consideration when you're writing title tags is it's a two-pronged approach. There is a layer where you're trying to optimize your title tag for Google's purposes, but the second thing is you want to make sure that it's optimized for click-through rate. So, we've all seen Google search results where the title tag is like really spammily written. It's almost written like by a robot. And so you have to also factor in, yes, you can rank, but you want to make sure people click the search result itself. So you want to make sure that you balance a strong title tag with a keyword in it, but also a strong title tag in the sense that you are optimizing for that someone would want to click the title tag. Now, when I work with clients, I tier it much more that we need to get on the first page before we start caring about people clicking. Because I've had interim, discussions where people have wanted the title tag to be read well, so that people will want to click it. But my argument usually is, if it's not even on the first page, no one's going to find it, and who cares about clicking it if no one's going to see it anyways. So generally, how I tier my importance, so I go first, keyword to the front, optimize for SEO purposes, and try to have different variations of it. And then second, still try to make it readable in the sense that people would want to click it, so that you're balancing both. So at the very core, title tags just have the keyword as close to the front as possible, but make sure it's not too spammy. Second is meta description. So meta description is longer. I believe it's about 160 characters you can fit. I think it fluctuates as well, but generally what I see is about 160 characters you can fit in the description. In the meta description, just as like the title tag, you want to try to put the keyword as close to the front as possible, but it's not as important as it is for the title tag. In my other video, I mentioned that meta descriptions, studies have shown that meta descriptions, one, are not as heavily weighted as title tag. And when I say not as heavily, there's like an orders of magnitude difference where meta descriptions some people argue, are not even considered by Google as a ranking factor. So meta descriptions are more seen as a click-through rate and also a supplement to title tags, so they just enhance the title tag. So my advice when it comes to meta descriptions is have the keyword as close to the front as possible, but it's not as important. You can always have it somewhere else, but just make sure you have the keyword somewhere in the meta description, because oftentimes what Google will do is when they show it, if you have the keyword in the title tag and the meta description, sometimes they'll bold it or like kind of highlight it in a sense, just a little bit so you can see it. And users like to see title tags and meta descriptions, the same word in both, so they can have more confidence that that's what they're clicking for. So in a meta description, I like to make meta descriptions much more conversational. The title tag is much more optimized for SEO, and meta description I optimize much more for the click-through rate. So that's kind of the balance. It's like, of course, still use the keyword in both the title tag and the meta description, but when you're tiering your efforts, the title tag probably should focus much more on the keyword itself and having that as close to the front. Meta description, if you can accomplish it on both, great. But usually for meta description, I also do a much heavier balance of click-through rate and trying to make sure it reads like an actual human being that someone will want to click. So it's kind of that balancing act. So I don't want to dive in too deep. There's a lot of title tag and meta description articles out there. You can kind of read them extensively. Sometimes I think people overcomplicate them, but I think in a quick overview summary, title tag is keyword near the front, and if you want to put variations, do so. Meta description, similar but not as imperative, and also for meta description is a great place to start adding more conversational tone and optimizing for click-through rate as opposed to SEO. So that's kind of where I want to leave it. If you guys found the video valuable, please like and subscribe. I hope it helps you, in your title tag and meta description writing. There's a lot of great articles out there that I would encourage you, if you want to know a little bit more, go read those. But I hope to see you guys again soon. I'm going to go ahead and pour my tea out and enjoy my tea. So I hope to see you guys again in future videos. Thanks, guys.